Hello Tubesters, yes that's the thumb. It's Gav, welcome to another one of my videos. I thought the thumb would appear a bit, never mind. Yeah, this is the final reveal on the Joaquin Phoenix head. It's a bit tilted because the blue tack that the dowel's holding it in has moved yet again. That was the bugbear in doing this. You can get the actual head attachment things for them, I believe, and if I'd have bought one of them, it would have probably made it easier to paint. You know, it's like one of them ball things, because as you all know, sticking blue tack on stuff, sometimes it works, but most of the time it doesn't. It tends to move about and you have to keep readjusting it, which when you're only holding the head, even though I was putting paper on to hold the head and stuff, I was marking the paint on the hair and having to keep repainting. So it's had a couple of coats of clear matte over it, which is Galleria matte varnish I use, and then I've just gone in. I wasn't too sure whether to use satin or gloss on the eyes. I've gone for gloss, and I thought, well, you know, I can always satin over if need be, but I think they're fine. Adjusted the left eye very slightly. I think it is actually sculpted to be slightly higher in one than the other, if that makes sense. I'm hoping it's not bleaching out again. I don't know if it's the photographs, it's the video settings. The last one I looked at, the photos are normally okay. It's the video tends to bleach out the face, which is pretty pointless when you're trying to show all the skin tones on it. So yeah, I've done the, you know, so he's got some like freckles, liver spots, I don't know, whatever you want to call them in there, and he got a few of the red spots type of stuff, not zits, but like underneath the skin. Just as you get older, you get all those blemishes. What you tend to find is the guys that paint these normally, they just put wash after wash on. They'll literally get a paintbrush and flick the red spots on, then put after they've done a flesh tone over it, then they'll put a really watered down paint over the top, then they'll flick maybe some more colours at it, then another wash, and that's a way to do it. I just prefer to paint as I would do a bust, so I'm putting more colours in there, but rather than flicking paint on, I dot them on, and you know, it's just my way of doing it. There's no right or wrong way, just whichever way you want to go for it. But if you fancy doing a head and you didn't want to do the real, what I suppose you'd call structural painting that I've done, you could do that. You know, you put a skin tone on, and if you go and see, just put 1/6 heads in, you'll see people painting them, and they'll literally flick paint spots at them, and it all just merges in. If the more of these washes you put over, I just like painting. I just like getting the brush to create all the different stuff. I've used the underpainting method on this, so I've put darker colours, as you can see, that just show through. It saves you trying to put colours on top. Well, I mean, you do put colours on top, but you don't have to go hard in with the dark colour, if that makes sense. I've gone very slightly lighter on the stubble on the chin, and that's mainly because the photos I was seeing of Joaquin, that was how his face looked. So yeah, I'll turn the camera off for a second, go and fish out the next head that I've got. I've only got the two so far. I will try and sell this, try and fund another head. Right, hang with me for 2 minutes. Right, so we've had the reveal of the painted Joaquin Phoenix head. Now we'll have a reveal of the next one in the line of heads to be painted, and it is answers on a postcard. No neck to this one, and that's how you fit. I haven't got any of these. I can't afford them. That's in the main Hot Toys stuff. I have thought of actually making a couple up. They do like World War II action figures and that, and they're still out of my price range, but you can get heads for those. Obviously I don't think they're as good in the sense of that they're not such characterful heads as doing the film people and that, but I have thought of doing that. I mean, even the even the military heads, the military 1/6 scale action figures with all the uniforms and the extra bits and stuff. They're still a couple of 300, anyway, 200-300 quid. So anyway, digressing as always. It is, of course, Bruce Willis from the Die Hard film, the first one, my favourite of those. I didn't like the second one much. Did like the third one actually, but the first one was always my favourite. Now I have a machine gun too. Ho ho ho. I think it's quite good. Ears are nice. My wife was like saying, she said, "No, it's not your paint on the Joaquin Phoenix head." She said, "But I don't think it looks much like the photograph that you're." I went, "Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Hey, I'm glad you're on the team." Oh no, I'm on about the sculpt itself. Yeah, you're right. It's always hard to see when you're looking at a piece of resin, obviously, rather than. But I just think from the side there, particularly, that's Bruce Forsyth. Yeah, most in the UK, US and everywhere else wouldn't know who Bruce Forsyth was. He was an entertainer, as he would call himself in the UK. Bruce Forsyth. Bruce Willis. So yeah, there's a slight mould line there, which is easy enough to get out. Track it down there, so that's not too problem. I was going to clean this up yesterday. I just ran out of time. I haven't done for the next couple of nights. There's a FA Cup football on, so I've been watching some of that, which is unusual for me to not pick my bench. Right, there we go. Anyway, lots of photos of Joaquin at the end. I want to thank you for those are the guys that showed an interest in this. Again, it's not very popular. I understand that. I can tell by my viewing figures. I don't care. I enjoy doing them. You do what you enjoy doing. But for those of you that have popped a comment down and stuck a like on it, I really do appreciate it, because sometimes you're peeing in the wind with these type of things. But as I say, you've got to go where you want to go with your channel and do stuff. So. But I am very, very grateful to all you guys that have shown an interest, so thank you very much. So yeah, if anybody's interested in buying the Joaquin head, he's up for sale. I'll be getting some, once I've cleaned him off, I'll use lacquer primer on this, my usual AK lacquer primer, and then I put some white AK lacquer primer on top as well. I don't bother with the black for the faces and that. It's not, for me, it's not really worth it, because I'll be underpainting it anyway. So thank you very much. Anyway, I'm waffling. Let's not make these videos too long. They're not particularly interesting to people. So coming up, we've got some modelling related. I've actually pulled a couple of kits out to finish off. No, Beetle, not the motorbike. I've got Kawanishi flying boat I'm finishing off. I've got an Airfix, which you haven't really seen apart from that when I asked what it was, just as a bit of a, see if people knew. I've got the Airfix 1/72 Messerschmitt Mark E-4 version. I've got some Bavarians to show, but the next video up will be the Cuirassiers that I showed a couple of weeks ago. They're all based. So before they go up for sale on the weekend, they will be up for a video tomorrow. So look after yourselves. Again, thanks for all your kind words and stuff on my videos in general, but as I say, on these painted heads in particular, because it's as I say, it's a bit niche. People aren't that interested, but it is nice to know that some people find it. If it's not, I can't stand it not being your thing. There's stuff on people's videos that aren't my thing, but I do try and show an interest. So look after yourselves, and we'll catch each other very soon on another video.